Hello guys, this is Adit. Welcome to my channel Movement Science, where I simplify biomechanics with Joe. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Also check me out on Instagram, where I post pictures of my notes and also put out some daily MCQs. The reference time for all the topics that I'm going to cover will be mentioned down in the description, so check that out and let's get started. In this video, we are going to talk about the gait kinetics, that is the forces that are involved in gait. The last video we also talked about the kinetics, right? Where we spoke about the ground reaction force and the center of pressure. This is the ground reaction force and the center of pressure at the foot. Now in this video, we will be talking about the moments. Moments is basically twisting force that is seen at the joint, correct? Now, what did we see last time? We saw that the ground reaction force, if you take over here, this same scenario over here, if the ground reaction force is behind your knee joint, what will happen? The ground reaction force will tend to flex your knee, correct? That's how the ground reaction force will be working to flex your knee. Now, that is an external force trying to create a moment, that is a flexion moment over here. Now, what will happen? Your quadriceps will be working over here to prevent that flexion, and this will be your internal moment. So that's what we are going to study, how the internal and external forces behave to create these moments, what are also called as the support moments, and we will see the relationship between these. So the importance of this video is, once you get this concept right, how the moments work, then when you are looking at a patient walking, you can apply this thing will be running at the back of your mind, and you can apply why his gait is in a certain way. If there are some abnormal gaits that you see, you can reason out why it's happening, and that is the best thing about this concept, right? So let's start with the topic. So under the moments, we can look at it from different planes, correct? The sagittal, frontal, and transverse we haven't taken into consideration because there is very less data on this. So coming to the sagittal plane, there is something called as the support moment. Now this is basically the supportingness of your muscle group. So when you are walking, we'll take Joe over here, your other leg is in swing phase and you are walking. So when you are putting the foot on the ground, you can just collapse, correct? You can just collapse, but what is happening? The muscles are supporting you, right? So that is your supportingness, what I'm talking about. Here, what is happening? Your ground reaction force is acting to bend your knee, correct? Gravity is also pulling you down, but what all the muscles do is they support you, and this supportingness which creates moment at each joint is called as the support moment. If you want to know more about it, it's like the final sum of all the moments at the joint at that instance. So if you take this example again, say when you are putting your foot on the ground, correct, and now you have to transfer your weight, correct, into the mid stance like this, when Joe is coming from here to mid stance and then maybe further. So when this is happening, at this instant the muscles will be supporting him, correct, and the final sum of all the moments that is acting at the ankle, knee and the hip joint is called as the support moment. Now this support moment changes at every instance, right? But generally what is seen is during your stance phase, okay, when you are weight bearing like this, during your stance phase, it is mostly extensor moment. So if you can see over here, the GRF is ahead of you, correct, ahead of your hip joint. So what is happening over here is the ground reaction force wants to flex your hip, but the extensor activity will be created. So again, extensor movement at this phase, correct, the extensor movement like this I'll draw. Then again, if you see at the knee joint, it is behind, correct, it's behind, so it wants to bend your knee, correct, but again your extensors are working over here, knee extensors. So over here again extension, and then if you look at the ankle over here, maybe it's posterior, but again if you see over here, it's anterior, right? So what is happening? If it goes anterior, it is trying to create dorsiflexion, and this is countered by your plantar flexors over here, correct, to finally push off the ground. So again plantar flexors will be working over here, correct? So that would be downward, I would say, plantar flexor pushing, your foot is pushing off. So basically what is seen is overall in the stance phase. Now this can't happen at each joint like you saw over here. It was creating a plantar flexion, correct? But over here if you saw, it was creating a dorsiflexion and your plantar flexors were acting. So overall if you see in the stance phase, your overall activity or overall moment at the stance phase in your body, correct? The internal moment that is provided by your body, the support moment, is an extension moment to push you ahead, correct? Your hip is pushing you ahead, correct? See over here, the hip is pushing you ahead. Then the knee, instead of collapsing, it's again pushing you ahead. And then again at the ankle, it's called plantar flexion, right? So plantar flexion is like extension at the ankle, and dorsiflexion is like flexion at the ankle. Something you need to keep in mind. Dorsiflexion is like flexion and plantar flexion is like extension at the ankle. So if you see, basically you are creating hip extension, knee extension and ankle plantar flexion. All of these are extension movement in the stance phase. And as you move on to the swing phase, so from stance phase, I'll take your leg into swing phase. In swing phase, what is happening? Your hip is going into flexion, knee is going into flexion and ankle is going into dorsiflexion, correct? So that you can step ahead later. So during swing phase, overall, again this won't be true for each and every joint of the swing phase, but overall if you see, it's more of a flexion moment at the swing phase, and compare that to the stance phase, it is more of an extension moment, right? So I hope I made that concept clear. So that's what I have mentioned over here. This is the internal moments that are seen in the sagittal plane. When gravity, when the GRF is acting, your muscles will create these internal moments to fight against the GRF and propel you forward, correct? So that's what I mentioned here. The support moment changes from a net extensor moment during your stance phase to net flexor moment during your swing phase, and that keeps happening again and again. Another thing is in late stance, that is around at 55 to 60% of the gait cycle, what will happen again? It will initiate the swing phase, correct? And then swing phase will be the purple one, that is the net flexor moment, and then finally it will move on to net extension moment as he goes into the stance phase. So that's what you need to keep in mind, that when you are in stance phase, it's more of extension moment, and when you are in a swing phase, it's more of flexion moment. Simple, right? That is the support moment in general, it's called. Another small thing you need to keep in mind is, as long as the moments add up to your extensors, right, the body can vary how it accomplishes it. Meaning, if I'm taking Joe over here, if Joe's hip extensors are very weak, what he will do, he'll try to get his extension through knee and plantar flexors. If his plantar flexors are weak, he will try to get it through his hip and knee. An analogy for this would be, you guys need to score well in biomechanics. So how do you do that? You can go read Cynthia Norkin's, you can watch some video, you can watch my videos, right? So you can do it in different ways, but as long as you score well in the exam, you are done, right? So that's what happens even over here. If the ankle plantar flexor is weak, then hip extensors or knee extensors can compensate to create that final support moment, that is an extension or extensor moment in stance phase and net of a flexor moment in swing phase. So now that you have understood how the moments work, the internal and external, correct, how they behave together, and especially in the sagittal plane, how hip, knee and ankle works, let's move on to the frontal plane. Now in frontal plane, it's all about abduction and adduction of hip joint. So as you have seen over here, when Joe is having stance phase over here, what will happen? His pelvis will drop on the swing phase side, correct, like this. And when he has stance phase on this side and swing phase on this side, his pelvis will drop on the other side. So again over here, the abduction movement occurs at the hip joint and also the knee and ankle joint. At hip joint, it will be his abductor muscles which will be creating his movement. But at the knee and ankle, it was seen that this kind of abduction and adduction, right, the small movements, if you can see over here, the small movements, they were supported by mostly your ligaments. So that's all we have under the frontal plane. Another small thing I wanted to mention is over here, when we say the moment is created and the muscle is contracting, it doesn't have to be shortening or lengthening or isometric. It can vary from situation to situation, which we will discuss under power generation, absorption and the muscle activity, right? So this is just about the force production, right? The moment that is created at the joint to keep the joint in that position and then further propel it how you want it by counteracting the GRF and the gravity, correct? So with that, we finish off this topic. Now let's summarize quickly. We saw under gait kinetics there are moments, and these moments are created by internal and external forces, correct? External forces like your ground reaction force, right, which is pushing your knee into flexion, or the gravity, which is again pulling your knee into flexion, and then it is countered by your muscle activity, which is called as the support moment. And what was seen was in stance phase, it was more of extension moment, where plantar flexion is looked at as an extension, and during swing phase it was more of flexion movement, correct, where dorsiflexion is looked at as a flexion movement. And then finally we saw that how the body tries to create this extension movement somehow by compensating, meaning if your plantar flexors are weak, it will try to compensate with hip and knee. If your hip is weak, then it will try to compensate with knee and ankle. So with that, we finish off this topic. In next video, we will try to look at the muscle activity, correct, and also power generation and absorption. So with that, we finish off this topic. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also like the video as it really helps me out. Also let me know in the comment section what other videos you would like me to cover. And see you soon in the next video.